sure do like animation, and being an adult has not diminished that love whatsoever. In fact, there is more animation available to me than ever before. And, I've always enjoyed animation, but I do want to thank those of you who have continually pushed me over the years to try out shows that maybe otherwise I wouldn't have. Castlevania is one of them for sure. Also, you got me into Filoni animation, and it's been a real joy. And so I'm very happy to report that there is yet more adult animation now available for you to consume. I don't know why adult animation hasn't caught on, in the West like it has the East. There's progress has been made, but I guess it's a little bit like comic books, but I think bigger than that audience. But I mean, if you love it, you'll love it. And it's just such a joy to watch. All right, so back in 2020, during the pandemic, I know, it's not that much in our rearview mirror, Blood of Zeus hit Netflix, helping the streamer to build on the success of Castlevania, back then, which had just wrapped its season 3. As anime has always had an audience in the West, but Western-produced adult animation was starting to really catch on. It was becoming a thing. Like Castlevania, Blood of Zeus was a big hit, trading Gothic mythology for Greek, and it was quickly renewed for a second season. But again, I told you it was the pandemic, and the Hollywood pipeline had slowed down significantly. So fast forward to today, almost 4 years later, and Netflix has added many other adult animated series. For instance, Arcane and Blue Eye Samurai, both incredibly successful shows, deservedly so. Wow. And while Castlevania is done, a casualty of creator and showrunner Warren Ellis's scandal, Blood of Zeus is now finally returning with its second season, and it returns to a much different landscape for adult animation produced in the West. The marketplace is a heck of a lot more crowded. Netflix has also put out some flops in addition to their hits, and other streaming services have gotten in on the action as well. Disney Plus has multiple Marvel and Star Wars animated shows. They're finally getting the hang of the Marvel animation. Max has the excellent Harley Quinn. Prime Video has Invincible, and on and on and on. And, all these shows, again, some of them struggle a little bit, even when they're amazing. And it's a difficult space, particularly because while the amount of content has grown, I don't really know if the audience has grown. So can Blood of Zeus Season 2 remain competitive? Well, lucky for the show's producers and for Netflix, Greek mythology never goes out of style. It's been popular since, ancient Greece. And on top of that, cleverly, creators and writers Charlie and Vlas Parlapinides continue to modernize the material so it can compete with comic book and video game fare. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure if I was down for more Blood of Zeus. But the first episode, it was a beauty. It hooked me right away, in large part because of its very clever angle. So remember that big battle of the gods at the end of season 1, right? Well, episode 1 of season 2 shows that battle from the side, because we see it from the perspective of Hades' operatives who are on the equivalent of a Black Ops mission, and they're using the giant battle as cover. I loved that. That was as clever and as well done as anything you would see in live action. Really, really impressive. The entire episode is just a banger, and the power set for Hades' operatives are not only very well thought out, but really well animated and brought to life. I was like, this is really cool. With another 8 half-hour episodes, just like season 1, Blood of Zeus season 2 is a beautiful binge. Wow. Half-hour episodes lend themselves particularly well to a quick binge. And in addition to the action, there are some good mysteries going on as well, including one that puts Heron in grave danger. Heron has also gotten himself quite the upgrade. Heron, very, very comic booky, very video game-like. So I think that was a good choice. Heron was the lead of season 1, and while he remains a very important character, this season he and Seraphim are on separate journeys that eventually do bring them back together in an unexpected way. But the real focus of season 2 isn't a character so much as it is a place, the Underworld. Fans of Greek mythology are like, I must see what they did. It's extremely well thought out in great gory detail. Season 2 explores this realm and what happens to everyone who ends up there. And not everyone shares the same fate in the underworld. And to see what happens, there's a court where everyone is judged, which I thought was very well thought out and inventive. But we even see the gods and what happens with them. Likewise, instead of the pantheon of gods on Mount Olympus, Season 2 focuses, they're still in this story, but primarily we're focused on Hades and his wife Persephone. This is a part of Greek mythology that some feel is open to interpretation. I know some of you take this part of Greek mythology very seriously, as you should, but I think this show explores the possible reinterpretation or dynamics of this myth with a lot of respect, and I think it's well done. Blood of Zeus would like to come back for a third season. In fact, the Paralapanides brothers would also like to do a Medusa spinoff as well, reimagining that myth. And so Blood of Zeus Season 2 does play very much like a middle chapter. You've seen enough trilogies at this point to know the vibe I'm talking about. The animation is excellent, even though they did have to change animation studios, but the transition from Season 1 to Season 2 is flawless. If I didn't tell you they changed animation studios, you probably wouldn't even notice. The action sequences are also very good, just like Season 1, but much bloodier and with a lot more gore because the underworld is involved. But to me, the most impressive, they also redid the title card every time. I love that with the music and the way they redo it. It's a really nice little flourish that I think just goes to show how this show takes the time to really, the time and care to go all the way. But to me, the most impressive part of Blood of Zeus continues to be the script. The show is just very well written, not just in how it reinterprets and updates Greek mythology, but the dialogue is just so good. Great line after great line. And a lot of it, it's a classic show. And it's impressive that the show can feel modern and that it can compete with modern content, but yet still feel true to its roots of Greek mythology. It has a classic, timeless feel to it. I gotta say, some good advice. You can get advice from anywhere. One of my favorite pieces of advice is from a Batman comic, that, it's impossible to live a life without regret. All you can do is minimize that regret. That's from a Batman comic. And I gotta tell you, it's helped me through life. All right, so pay attention. You will not only be entertained, but educated. All right, so if you enjoyed Season 1 and shows with a classic bent like Castlevania, you'll definitely enjoy the continuation of this story. And if you like Greek mythology, a lot of us grew up on it, this show continues to be a really interesting take. So that's my review of Blood of Zeus Season 2, available right now, the whole season, available right now on Netflix. Share your thoughts down below, subscribe today, and of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.